Hello everyone, welcome. I am Pavan. So I am starting SDET Essential series from today. So as part of this series, I am going to take different problem statement from various real-time projects or applications and then try to solve them in various videos. So each problem statement and solution may take one or multiple videos. So today I am going to take the first problem statement, so which is convert database results into Java objects, then JSON files. So what exactly this problem statement is and where exactly this requirement will be. So first let's understand this and then we'll try to solve this particular problem. So converting database results into Java objects and then JSON files. Now let us see exactly where this particular requirement will be. So let me just share a small presentation. So here let us understand this particular scenario. So in the production, I have a database called classic model. So this is basically a production database. So where I have a table called customer info. So this particular table having lots of data, and every day we'll get hundreds or millions of data, thousands of data. And every day what we need to do is, this is a production data. So from this customer info table, the data will be there from different countries, right, or different states. So in the production environment, after every end of the day around 5 p.m., so they will run a batch statement. So what this batch exactly is doing, this particular batch will select the specific records from this customer info. Let us say, suppose the records or the data which is coming from specific country like Asia or Africa or something like this. So we will get the data from specific country and store that data into the development table. So for example, this is a development table. So here in the development environment, we have a classic model, exactly the same database, and the table is Asia customer info. So this particular table should have the records only which are coming from Asia country. So this particular batch is taking care of pulling the record from the production database and put that into development database. So this data will be used for some other purposes. So this is a batch which is taking care and to get the data from the database, and they can store into data. So this can be can be done by using ETL process. Okay. Now here, this is a production environment. Now once you who is designing this particular batches, it taken care by the developers. Now as a QA, what I should exactly we need to verify here is, so at the end of the day, at least sharp at 5 p.m., so the data will be stored in the development database, right? So what developer will do is, developer created some API. So that particular API will verify that data is accurately loaded in this database or not. So that API is designed by the developer. So as a QA, we need to verify whether that API is properly working or not, and exact data is pulling from this database, and the same data is storing in the development database or not. So that will be done by testing this particular API. So as a QA, what we need to do here is, first thing, we need to convert this database results. We need to extract the data from this database. Okay, it is using JDBC, and we need to suppose, let us say I have Asia country. So from this country, I have 5 records stored in this database today, and at the end of the day, this batch is ran, and the same 5 records will be stored in the development database. So as a QA, I need to verify whatever 5 records are there in the production database table, the same record should be there in the development Asia customer info table. So that's my requirement. So to verify this, developer is provided one API, and they have created this API to validate the exact data, and that API we need to verify. So to verify this particular API, we need to pass a JSON request as part of input for this API, and then this API will verify the data is exactly same as this database data or not. So what we need to do is, as part of QA, first we need to extract the data from this particular table. Okay, we need to create some mock table, and from that particular table we need to extract the data by using JDBC concept in Java. So once we get the data, or once we extracted data from this database and so date, then we need to convert those results into Java objects. by using POJO technology, plain old Java object technology. So every record in the table will be created as an object, Java object. And later we can convert these objects into JSON file formats, because APIs will accept only JSON or XML format of data as part of request. So let us assume this particular API is taking JSON as a part of request body. Then this particular Java objects need to be converted into JSON, and that JSON will be provided as part of input to the API. And accordingly, API will check this JSON data is exactly matching with this table data and provide the response. This is the end-to-end whole process. So this particular process should be done by the QA or SDET or test architect. Okay, so the step-by-step process it is. So first we need to extract the data from the table using JDBC, and after that we need to convert the results into the Java object format, and those objects can be converted into JSON format, and this JSON will be provided as input to this particular API. So this is end-to-end process. So as a QA, we need to do all this process. Now let's see how we can do this complete thing. And it's going to be multiple videos, so we cannot complete everything in one session. So as part of today's session, in this particular video, I'm going to show you the first part. So how we can populate the data in the mock table in the classic models database, which is actually MySQL database. And from that table, how we can extract the data by using JDBC in Java. And this particular part we will see today in this particular video, and later I'm going to show you how we can convert them into Java objects, then how we can convert them again into JSON, all these things. All right, so let's see the step-by-step process. First, we need to create a customer info mock table in classic models database, and then we'll retrieve the result from the database using JDBC. This is the first task which we need to do. After that, we'll see how to convert to the objects and JSON format, all these things. Okay, so this is a portion I'm going to cover in this particular video. So to do this, so first of all, let's go to database, because that's a prerequisite. We need to have a classic models database, and we need to have a mock table customer info where we need to populate some data. Now let me just connect to MySQL. So this is my MySQL database, which is installed on my Windows operating system. And if you're not aware of MySQL, please watch my previous sessions, which I already created on MySQL database series. Now here you need to create a new database. So to do this, let me just open my query executor. So this will, let me just open one of the database, and we need basically query editor. Okay, so I'm just opening my query editor. So here, to create my mock database, I'm going to execute some SQL scripts. I will also provide this SQL script in the description. You guys can go through it. So this command, create database classic model, this will create a table, this will create a database in MySQL. And here this is pointing to this particular database, and after that it will create customer info table, create table customer info. So once it is created, this customer info table, which is contains the book name, purchase date, amount, and location. These are the different fields. And then I'm populating some dummy data in this particular table. And after that, if you want to extract the data from this particular table, so I have multiple countries are there, Africa, Asia, and other things. Suppose I want to get the data from specific country, then we can run this particular query. So select start from customers info, where purchase date is equal to current date and the location is equal to Asia, right? So let me execute all of them. So till here, first I'll execute, and then it will create a new DB. So it should create use classic models or something wrong here. So classic models is my database. And first of all, let's create the database. Let me just create. Now the database is created. Now I'm using classic models database, and then I'm creating this table under classic database, classic models database. And then I'll insert this data. I'm executing all the queries sequentially. And once it is inserted, finally execute this particular query, this will give you the data. So currently I'm reading only 3 records. If I just remove this particular one, let me write one more query here. So select star from customer info, right? So this particular query retrieve all the record from a table. So these are all current records I have. So this is the one first we need to do. This is the prerequisite. So now my database contains some data, right? So the next step is, now we need to write a Java program, that is a JDBC, by which we can extract the data from this table, right? So now I'm going to do that. So let's go to Eclipse. Now, again, if you want to do the JDBC for MySQL, we need to have a driver, so which we need to download and keep it ready with you. So where we can download, or if you don't want to download anything, so you can just create one Maven project and I will add dependency. So especially for this particular problem statement, I need to deal with multiple APIs, not only JDBC. So I'm going to create a Maven project. Okay, so then go to Eclipse. This is my Eclipse editor. So I'm going to file, new, and I'm creating a Maven project. Just go to other and select Maven project, click on the next, click on the next, and click on the next. So here I'm giving some name called SDET Essentials. This is the name of the project I'm giving, SDET Essentials, right? So this is a name of the project I have given, SDET Essentials. All right, so now click on the finish. Now it is created a new Maven project, SDET Essentials. So under this, by default, it will create some package. I'm just removing them. I don't require those packages, right? So now I have pom.xml. So for now, we need to deal with only JDBC. So we need to add JDBC dependency here to connect MySQL database. So we have a driver for that. So for now, by default, it is giving a JUnit dependency. I don't require this dependency. I'm just removing this. Okay, so now I need to add MySQL connector dependency here, by which we can connect to the MySQL database and we can retrieve the data from the table. So how we will get the dependency? Just go for MVN repositories website. This is official website of Maven. And from this particular repository, just type MySQL connector, and then it will go to MySQL connector /j. So here there are multiple versions are available. Just go and get the latest version. So I'm just going to take this my SQL version. So I'll say 0.8.0.17. Just get this dependency and paste it over here. So this is the only dependency currently I need. So later I will add required other API dependencies. So this is my XML file. So once you save this pom.xml, this particular driver will be downloaded and attached that your project. You can see that under Maven dependency. This is MySQL connector, right? So this is the driver we require to connect to the MySQL database. All right, so now let me just write a simple JDBC program which will extract the result from the database. So we already created database, we already have table which contains some data, right? Now let's create a JDBC program which will retrieve the data from this MySQL table. Now go to, I'm currently using src test /java package. So here you can also use main Java, no issues. Now let me just create a new class. Now here I will name it as retrieve data from DB. So this is a name I'm giving, retrieve data from DB underscore JDBC. Just take a main method and click on the finish. So now I'm going to write a Java program using JDBC classes, and by which we can extract the data from the databases. Now, first what we need to do is we need to follow certain steps here. Okay, so first we need to create a connection. Let me just write down the steps here. What are all things we require to do to establish a connection to the database and retrieve the data? So first step is we need to create a connection. We need to create or establish a connection to the database. And after that, we need to create a statement or a query. Create a statement or query which we are going to execute. And after that, we need to execute statement or execute query or statement, and then store that result into some database. Store the results, because if you want to extract the data, we are going to run select query. So execute query, then store the result. That's the next step. So after storing the result, we need to print the results. So these are the steps which we need to follow. Now, first thing is we need to create a connection. So how to create a connection to the database? So for that, we have a class called connection con is equal to, so we have another class called driver manager dot, and these classes we need to import from SQL package, so java.sql. So this particular package we will get once we have added the dependency of MySQL. Now driver manager dot, there is a method called driver manager dot get connection, right? So this is a method get connection, and here we need to provide the connection URL of MySQL database. So this this connection URL contains some connection details by which we can connect to the database. So here the connection string will be different from one database to another database. So JDBC colon MySQL colon / localhost, so that my current MySQL is running on my local system, and every database is running on a port. So this is the port number of MySQL, and this is the database name which I am going to use, classic models, and this is root, this is my username, and this is my password. Okay, so these are the connection details which we need to pass as part of connection string. So this will accept some exception, just may add throws declaration, right? So this connection class will establish the connection to the database. Now after that, we need to create a statement or a query which we are going to execute. So for that, we need to create a statement class object statement. Let's say stmt is equal to, and this statement we are going to execute through this connection. So we need to use connection dot create statement. This is the method we have to use, create statement. And here statement class also we need to import from java.sql. Okay, and by using this statement, we are going to first we need to create a query, and that query should execute using this statement object. So let's create a query also. So query is normally creating a string format as is equal to. So here I'm writing the query. So currently I have executed one query here, right? Select star from customers info. I am executing the same query from here. Select star from customer, and this is SQL is not a case sensitive. You can use lowercase letters or uppercase letters. I can also use select star from customer info. So this will also give the same data. So let me just use this particular query. So currently it will retrieve all the data and remove the semicolon, put the outside of the double quotations. So this particular query is taking as a string, and now I'm going to execute this by using the statement object, right? So, and after execution, we will also get the result, right? So first of all, let me execute this statement dot stmt object dot. There is a method called execute query. So this is the method. So execute, and some databases is having only execute, okay, instead of execute query. So MySQL is supporting execute query. So here we need to pass a SQL statement. You can also write the entire SQL statement here, or you can just pass this value here, because we already stored this query inside this particular variable. All right, so now this particular statement will execute against the database, and it will also retrieve the data, right? So same query if I execute in my MySQL workbench tool, it is retrieving some data, right? The same data will be returned by this command. So we need to store that particular data in a variable. So to store that data in a variable, we need to create result set object. Result set, let's say rs is equal to. Now again, result set should be imported from java.sql package. Now this is result set contains the actual data which is retrieved from the database. Now we need to extract the data. We need to read the data from this result set. So for that, we need to write a loop statement. So here I don't know exactly how many records are in the result set, for example. So if I don't know the exact range, right, then we can go for while loop here. And here I'll use a condition called rs.next. So what this statement will do is rs.next will verify whether the record is available in the database table or not, or record is available in this rs or not. And it will go automatically go and next pointing to the each and every record one after another. So in this loop, so if this condition is true, means that there is a record is available in this result set. Now I need to extract the data from this result set. So to do this, we should know the what are the columns are there. We have a book name, purchase date, amount, and a location, right? These are the columns. So first let me extract one by one. So first here, so rs dot next condition becomes true. Here we need to extract the record from this rs dot. So what is the type of this book name is string, right? So rs dot, we have to use one get the string method, because the book name is a string format. So get the string, and the column we can pass column index or name of the column. So here the column name I'm passing for now, I'm just say book name. So this particular statement, so rs from this result set get the string of book name. So this will return the name of the book. I'm storing that into some string variable. So let's say string book name. Okay, and similarly I will also retrieve the other data from the same record set, result set. So we have 3-4 columns. So next one is purchase date. So this is also I'm considering it as string. So this is purchased date, and the next one is amount. So this is going to be integer. So instead of get string, we need to use one more method called get int. This is a method get int, because amount is a string data. So get int of, and here this this name is purchase date. I'm giving a different name. This is a purchase date, and the next one is amount, and the next one is location, right? So this is a string type of data. So this data type should be string, integer, and this is also integer. Amount column is integer. Now the last one is a location. So let me say location. So the next column in MySQL table is location, and this location value will be retrieved and stored that into this variable. So from this rs, I've captured book name, purchase date, amount, and location, and stored them in multiple variables. Now I'm going to print those values. So here to print this, I'm writing system.out.println. First I will print book name, and after that I'll give some space, and then append by purchase date, and again append by some space, and concatenation. So plus is act as a concatenation. So here print amount, again concatenation, and finally the location. This is my location. So all fields are covered. So book name I printed, and purchase date, amount, and location. So the first time it will point to the first record in the result set, and then from the first record is capture book name, purchase date, amount, location, and store them in multiple variables. Now I'm printing the values of those variables in single line: book name, purchase date, amount, and location. So that's it. So this loop will repeat multiple times till end of the result set. So once we could not find any data in the result set, then this loop will be exited. And after exiting this loop, finally whatever connection I have opened here to establish, then I'm closing the connection, con.close. Okay, so this is how we need to write a simple JDBC program to retrieve the data from database or extract the data from database. Now let's execute this code, run as Java application. So now we can see here we have successfully retrieved the data. Totally 3, 4, 5 records we captured. And in the MySQL also we have MySQL client also we have a totally 5 records we have. Suppose if you want to capture only first record, then you can add one keyword called limit, then say 1. So this will give you only one record. When I run this code, it will give you only one record. That's the first record. Okay, so this is how we need to extract the data from database table using JDBC program. So in this example, I have shown you how we can extract the data from this customer info table using JDBC and print those results in my console window. So in the next step should be whatever the result we got it from the result set or table from database should be converted into Java objects. So for example, here if I remove this limit 1, it retrieves multiple records, right, from the table. So every record or every row will be converted into Java object. So once you converted this, we will get multiple Java objects, and every object again converted into individual JSON files. So I'm going to show you first I'll take only one record from database or result set. I will convert that record into Java object, single Java object. From that single Java object, I will show you how to convert that into single JSON file. So first we will see the single record. And once we have understood this entire process, then I'll show you how we can convert multiple records into multiple Java objects and multiple JSON files. That's the main ultimate goal. Okay. So, but before that, so we will see how we can convert these results into Java objects. So if I say just the limit here, limit keyword, I'm just saying limit 1. When I execute this particular code, this will give you only single record. That's the first record. So which contains the name of the book, purchase date, amount, and country. So this is going to be created as a Java object. We need to convert that. And that Java object, we can again convert it into JSON file format. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to convert these DB result, a single record, into a Java object. So here we use a concept called POJO, so plain old Java object. Okay, so we'll see that in the next video. So I'm just stopping this video here. So let's see in the next video. So thanks for watching this video, guys. So thanks everyone.